happens when I want to get out or sell a franchise?
So this is typically an area where people are really surprised by how a franchise works. The truth is it can be difficult to get out of a franchise agreement if either it's not working for you or if you want to sell your franchise. So one of your options, actually your biggest option, is to in fact sell your interest in it. Now, the franchise is not going to let you just sell your interest. First of all, you have to find a buyer, which means that your business has been doing well most of the time in order to find a buyer or someone that wants to take it over, because most people don't want to take over a failing business or a business that's not financially doing well. However, you can't just find any old random buyer off the street. You can't just sell it to a friend. And this, again, is where you need to be totally crystal clear on all of those documents you signed at the beginning and the franchise disclosure document, because that'll govern how, in fact, you can get out of one of these. So normally the first thing is to figure out what term you signed on for. So a lot of franchise agreements are like a 10-year term. So once the 10 years is up, you then are able, if the franchise will allow you to renew your term for another 10 years, or at that point, you're just out of the business. So what happens though if, say, at year 5, it's not working for you or you need to sell your business? Well, you have to make sure that the next buyer had the same qualifications normally that you did when you bought it, or whatever the current qualifications are when the buyer is going to take over. So for example, if there were liquid cash requirements, if there was a net worth requirement, whatever buyer you're going to present to the franchise to take over your business and you're going to sell it to is going to have to meet those same requirements. So if your Uncle Joe, who wants to take over your franchise, is willing to buy it, but he doesn't have the net worth or the cash requirements, you're not going to be able to sell it to Uncle Joe as much as he wants to buy it from you. The sale is really very much controlled by the franchise, and that, I think, is what most people are surprised by when they get into this kind of industry. So you want to look at that. The second thing is, if you're in a brick and mortar space, you have obligations with your current landlord, and you want to make sure that your lease allowed for some kind of assignment in the event that you sold your business, or some kind of sublet. And again, this is where getting help on the front end of these things with both the franchise agreement and your lease that you're going to sign with the commercial landlord are going to pay you dividends in the future if you knew what you were signing from day one. What you definitely don't want to do is get 5 years into this and be shocked that you can't sell your business and you can't get out of your lease and you're stuck, for another 5 years.